What's up, YouTube? It's Rob DJville, and I wanted to do my 2015 fall haul and share it with you guys. These are just fragrances that I've recently picked up. The first three fragrances I picked up based upon a list that I was watching on Base Notes. They recently had a listing, top 500 modern day fragrances, and it's kind of like 2000 to now. So I said I'm going to pick three designer fragrances from this list that I don't have in my collection, that I felt like would be affordable, and just to see what they would be like, if they would be great additions or what have you. So I did it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So first fragrance up is a fragrance called Brazil Dream by Estee Lauder. All right, here's the presentation in front of the bottle. I don't know if you can even pick up the name on it. Back, pretty cool looking bottle. Kind of has that retro 70s, like late 60s vibe, if you ask me. All right, sprayer. Okay, this is a kind of unique, but not super unique, spicy fragrance. It's no longer in production. I picked it up on eBay, I want to say for about 16 bucks plus like $5 shipping, where the price I was normally seeing it at was about like 30 to 40. It's a great addition for my collection. It is a spicy green fragrance with a little bit of wood in it, but mostly green. In the beginning you get like coriander, cardamom, pepper, and then like in the base you get a little bit of wood and a lot of other notes, but really the mid is which kind of like the heart kind of stands out, the life of the fragrance. I'm going to put the notes below so you guys can check it out, but it's a spicy fragrance, but the thing is it doesn't stay really strong. It's kind of strong in the beginning, but it actually after about 45 minutes it kind of like really calms down, and it's a pleasant fragrance. I think it's more of a spring to summer fragrance versus a winter fall fragrance, but I would say check it out if you get the opportunity, and see if it's something that might be a welcome addition to your collection. Brazil Dream, Estee Lauder. All right, and again, it's no longer in production. All right, so second up is a fragrance that when I initially got it in the mail and smelled it, I thought it was kind of a redundant purchase, because it really reminded me of a fragrance I used to wear back in the day, and the fragrance is called Montana Black Edition. All right, so if you get a better picture on that, that's the top. All right, sprayer. Okay, bottom info, and I say it was a redundant purchase because this really reminded me of Bijoux for Men. If any old school heads watching the video, you'll remember that fragrance. It was like the circle with the white ball on top. Came out like I think in 87 or 88. It's kind of a peppery, kind of musky, really classy fragrance that came out back in the day, and I used to wear it. It was one of my signature fragrances from back when I was in college. And the funny thing is, back then I actually liked the female version more than the men's version, but I wasn't progressive enough to like rock a fragrance back then that was made for women. I felt like the women's version was a little more smoothed out, and I felt like the men's version was kind of rough around the edges, but still had the basic same heart. So I actually still have a little bit of it left, and I sprayed them side by side, and this one is different in the sense that it's got more like citrus in the opening. It's kind of got that pepper kick to it, but it's also got a lot of other things going on. I'm not going to get so into the notes. I'll just let you guys check them out. Again, they're posted below, but it is it's a dressy, more of a formal type fragrance. It's not really something I think that would be fitting for more of a casual setting. But again, it's I'm not upset about having it. It's it's different enough that, you know, I welcome it into my collection. I don't know if I would have bought it if I would have smelled it first, just because it's just so similar and reminded me so strongly of something that I used to wear a whole lot. So anyway, Montana Black Edition. Okay. Last pickup is one that I was really excited about after I smelled it. It's from Zileri, and it's called Viaggio di Africa. All right, this is a vetiver and tonka fragrance. I'll give you guys a little bit of presentation. All right, top is on this mouthful, like strong. All right, and it's kind of hard to find this one. This one is no longer in production. I actually I got this from somebody on eBay from Russia, believe it or not, and I paid like 60 something bucks plus $8 shipping. And if you get this brand new in the original packaging, it actually comes with a necktie. This is a brand that I know we used to carry at Nordstrom when I worked there back in the day. They do nice men's suits, men's trousers, etc. But this fragrance is class in a bottle. Some other cats have reviewed this. My Mickers, Max Forte, Maximilian. It's a great fragrance, man. It's a really clean, crisp vetiver with the tonka, and it's got this arid dryness to it that kind of reminded me of Vegas. Actually, I used to live in Las Vegas for like 7 years, and something about this fragrance, something about it reminded me of being outdoors in my yard in Vegas. But it's a really, really nice fragrance, man. I highly recommend this one if you are looking for something that's different. It smells like it costs, you know, 2 or 3 times what I paid for it. You know, I say check it out. If you run across it, it is going to be about, I got a great deal, but it's going to normally cost between like 80 to 100, especially if you find it brand new in the packaging, because it comes with also comes with a necktie in the packaging. Really, really nice fragrance. It's from like a private collection from Zileri. I think there were 4 fragrances in that collection, but if you get the opportunity, check this out. I highly recommend it. All right, 2 additional fragrances that I recently picked up. Not on the list, but I wanted to share. The first one is this David Yurman Extract Parfum limited edition. Great looking bottle, man. It's just like this really thick lacquer bottle with this iridescent, like burgundy, almost brown looking coloring, gold top. And I think the original bottle has like, it had like a gold cap that went on this thing, and it came in like this like dark red lacquer box that could double as a jewelry box. This is not a fragrance for the fragrance newbie or fraghead newbie. This is a complex fragrance, and it's going to turn a lot of guys off, because in the beginning it smells like a woman's perfume. So much so that I was thinking about sending this to my mom or my sisters. When you spray it, you're going to smell like a straight up woman. In the very beginning, I sprayed it at home. I went to work and was very self-conscious for like the first hour and a half, because I was like, man, this smells like a female. And I just sprayed it on my hand because it came in the mail, and I was at home for a second, and I had to get back to the office. And I walked through the parking lot on a windy day, and people were walking past, and I was like, wow, this is really kicking up, because it's a Parfum. Plus it was just, it smells so feminine. I was like, they don't think this guy's got on perfume or something. So I got to my desk, and like, no joke, an hour and a half later, I went to smell my hand, and it did a hard right turn where it was like just this woody, spicy, with a little bit of rose, and a little bit of like this berry note in it. And then I changed my mind about it, and I said, well, this isn't something I can send to my mom or my sisters, because they wouldn't like this when it gets to this point, because it smells like straight up masculine, like not feminine at all, which is so weird. I mean, it did like a total turnabout, going from being very feminine smelling to smelling very masculine. I'll put the note listing below. This is a steal because of the price. I mean, it normally was like $215 to $275 when it was released. Now it's on Fragrance Net, I want to say for like in the mid 30s. You can get it for the mid 30s. And I've actually run across this on Amazon and eBay with being sold in the original boxing with the original top for under 100. So, you know, depending upon what you think or what this, you know, what if this attracts you, you might want to go check it out. This is like a rose oud type fragrance. I dig it. I think I'm gonna have to wear it a couple times and see what I think as far as when I can rock it. But I know definitely it would be something that I would have to spray and let it sit for a while before I went out, and that's not something that I normally like to do. But I think for this one it may be necessary. So, David Yurman Parfum Extract Limited Edition. Okay. Lastly is one that a lot of cats have been reviewing or have reviewed on YouTube, and I just wanted to share it to kind of put my 2 cents in. And this is Bentley Intense for Men. I'll put the notes below. Again, I'm not really a person that gets into celebrity fragrances that often, or you know, fragrances for cars, but a lot of positive feedback on this one, so I said I'll go check it out. And the last one and this one, they were not on that list from base notes, but these are just 2 acquisitions that I picked up, and I can actually say that I dig this one. You probably have seen this already. It's got a really nice top, really nice presentation. Bentley across the top. Info is on the bottom of it. It's got the crest, the Bentley crest across the front. This is a spicy, slightly spicy, boozy, woody fragrance. And I would say of the 3, the woody is the most dominant note. Boozy is next, and then the spices after that. So it's kind of like in that order, in my opinion. You can see the breakdown of the notes. Welcome edition, I got this one I think for in the low 30s actually, which is surprising because it actually has more of a high-end designer feel to it than like a cheapie. I mean, just from the bottle presentation, this seems like it would be something that would be, you know, $60 minimum, just from the way the bottle was designed. But I've worn it twice. It wears well. It lasts all day. It was a great pickup. So I highly recommend checking this one out if you get the opportunity. And I kind of agree with everything that's been said about it. It's a great fall winter fragrance. And if you get the opportunity, I would say check it out. Bentley Intense for Men. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's my little fall haul. Feel free to comment. Tell me what you think. And please subscribe. Again, Rob DJ Ville signing off. Peace.